Welcome back to another video. So from time to time, I like to do these reaction videos. Someone will send me a video to react to. I don't usually watch them before I react to them because I want my reaction to be as legit as possible, my points being as legit as possible. So I haven't actually seen this one. But if there's content that you want me to react to, like I'm doing here, feel free to DM me on Discord or through Twitter or other social platforms. Just drop me a link and I'll definitely check it out. Of course, please make sure it's on topic, gaming and whatnot. But yeah, leave me a link and I'll definitely see if I'm going to react to it. Right, let's get on with this. This is from Yello Flash. And yeah, off we go.
There is a PlayStation 5 exclusive coming out called Stellar Blade. Here's some gameplay from it. I got this from Sony's channel on YouTube. This is what it's going to look like. And I remember Western game journalists were very upset about this game. They weren't happy about it. They said that it's got outdated looks. The woman in the game is not real. There's no way that women can actually look like these characters. And then this dropped.
Right, there's two things I want to say here. One, clearly she does exist, and we know she has existed. Stellar Blade, Nikkei Destiny Child, Shift Up World. We clearly know she exists. It's modeled after the actual person, but this whole notion that women can't look pretty in video games, I think, is going a little too far. The fact is, in my opinion, they're actually shaming those people that are actually beautiful. Those that actually do look as good as they do in the video games. And there are people that look like that. As you can see here, she's been, modeled after an actual model who actually shares the same characteristics.
From @ShiftUpWorld, Stellar Blade. I don't know if this is official or not, but they dropped a video of the model being scanned into the game. This is the real person who apparently, according to woke Western journalists, doesn't exist, but that's her body. It's real. And this has sent people into a meltdown. People have been making fun of Western games, Western developers, Western journalists. Journalists and people that are woke are mad about the fact that women actually look like this.
Now, I will say they have given her thighs a bit more proportion because, thick thighs and all, but overall, the proportions are pretty much accurate, including her face.
They're not supposed to actually look like this, I guess. They're all supposed to be land whales. This is unrealistic beauty standards. This is why I've always laughed, because it's like, women actually have these bodies, right? As much as the West would like to shove that under a rug for some reason. So they're very upset about this. PlayStation 5 exclusive Stellar Blade spotlights real-life model used for protagonist. Stellar Blade reveals the real-life model that the developers used for the protagonist of the upcoming PlayStation 5 exclusive action title that I'm probably going to check out, to be honest. Stellar Blade, an upcoming PS5 exclusive, features a protagonist based on real-life Korean model named Shin Ja-eun, whose likeness was recaptured through a 3D scanning process. So what's funny about this is people are having a lot of fun with this, really roasting Western games, showing that they just screw everything up. It's almost like they're purposely trying to go out of their way to make characters unattractive.
And he's not wrong, right? We've seen, just looking at the pictures that he's about, I'm going to guess is going to show these pictures. At least I think he is. Or we're just looking at this right now. But you can see the depictions. The ones on the left are the actual models. That picture on the bottom left-hand corner. Just why? Why? The one on the left is a real person. Why does she have to look like that? Don't get me wrong. I get people are all for realism, but that's a real person. Why do they have to make the characters just not look attractive? And the simple fact is, Stellar Blade may have been an average game, but putting a character that's appealing to the eye is going to help it sell. It's that simple, right? The Japanese, the Chinese, the Koreans, they all know this. That's why you've got characters like Tifa looking so amazing, Aerith looking amazing. You look at these gacha games like Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. Do you think if they dressed up like a nun, people would be buying it? No. It's not attractive. So in a sense, yes, sex does sell. It may sound demeaning, but if a character, you've seen characters in those gacha games where they just haven't looked great and no one wants them. Maybe that says something about us or, as human beings. But the reality is there's two sides to this, right? One, you've got that picture of Aloy. Why didn't she look like that from the beginning? Because that's her, right? They scanned her and then turned her into what she is now. Like, why would they do that? You're looking at Mary Jane. That's her. Why would they actively make her more unattractive? It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, if they're trying to say that these people don't exist in real life, well, that's wrong. And isn't that kind of shaming those that actually are aiming to be on that level? I don't know.
And I mean, here's some really good examples from this floating museum account. Here's one.
Here you go.
I mean, they don't look the same at all.
But that's what Aloy was modeled after.
Why didn't she just look like the girl on the left, if that's the model that they're based on?
I mean, that's a good point. Why? Because she has to look realistic. Now, don't get me wrong. I think if she looked like that, she probably still would have needed a bit of a touch-up because it's a post-apocalyptic world and no one's going to look that perfect, right? But if I was her, I'd kind of be pissed if I saw myself like that being rendered in a game. I'm just saying.
You see Stellar Blade doing it quite perfectly. And then you have this one right here. That was the big one.
Like, what the hell? I mean, you can see the similarities, right? Especially on the eyes. But the jawline, the cheekbones, everything just looks wrong.
For the summer, what is this face? Why can the Japanese do this perfectly, but in the American Western games, they give the characters crimson chins and like big noses? Like, she doesn't look anything like this girl on the left.
She doesn't.
If that is the model.
I mean, there's very few similarities. I mean, you can see it, but it's so different.
That she's based on. It's crazy. Here's another one.
I mean, this one is ridiculous, right? Again, I can see the slight similarity, very slight, but my God, they just, if I was Jade, I would not be happy.
Like, look at the one on the right and the one on the left. It's wild. Here's some more.
It's, yeah. Like, I don't get it. What is it with the Western approach that characters have to look like this? I mean, games have proven, and let's be realistic, you don't get a sumo wrestler as a male character. Why not? People want, people are always like the Dantes and the Clive Rosefields and, proper built Tonk. You don't see men getting offended by that. I don't want to be running around, and I'm a fat guy, right? I'm a big guy, but you don't want to run around like that and not being able to squeeze through stuff. The whole purpose of these games is that it's supposed to be an escape, a fantasy world, something you can go into, something that you can just get lost in. I don't know. It's just, it feels weird to me that people feel that these characters have to depict what people, the Westerners at least, believe that women should look like. And if I was a woman, I would be offended. In fact, do you know what? I'm going to call my wife and ask her. All right, folks. So I've now got my wife here, and I'm going to put the question to her because she's a woman. Me being a guy, maybe my perspective is very biased, right? Because I'm a guy. But now I'm going to put the question to her, and hopefully she'll be able to answer to you guys so you can all see. So, which one do you prefer? The one on the left or the one on the right?
Is the one on the right supposed to be a woman? or is it a guy? Sorry, I can't tell.
So you're asking if the one on the right is a boy?
Well, I can't actually tell. Is it a guy or is it a woman?
It's supposed to be her. So they took her picture, 3D scanned, and they created that. Because there's, according to the Western companies, they are saying that this is what's real and that isn't real.
No, I sorry, I don't agree.
Okay.
No.
Okay. What about this one? Now speak up a little in
Yes.
case the mic doesn't.
I'd say the one on the left side, definitely.
So if you was her, would you be pissed off if that's how they created
Yes, I
you?
would, because that's but ugly.
Oh shit. Okay. What about that one?
Yeah, hell no. Yeah, I'm sorry. The one on the left. I don't know what the one on the right's doing, but no.
So
No.
what about these ones?
Which one am I looking at?
All of them.
All of them?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, they're horrible.
But this is what the video game you know, the women in video games are saying that women look like. And because, right? Let's just go back here. Let me just mute this for a second. They're saying that characters that look like this, like her, are not realistic. They're basically saying that characters that look like her are fake. Yet that's her there.
Now, the video that you just put now with that character,
See her,
they made her look very pretty.
but her,
Yeah.
that's her.
But she's still pretty.
So it's the same one.
It's the same person. But the ones you showed me before, I don't know what the hell they were thinking.
So you think this one's no good?
No. That's horrible.
What about this one?
Yeah, flip no.
What about that one?
No, God gracious, no.
What about this one then? These. Which one would you like?
I'm sorry, none. I'm sorry, none of them.
Let's see if there's actually does it actually compare? So people were saying that she, oh, there you go. It actually does compare. We'll come back to the actual video in a sec. But this is her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yep.
And they're saying that women like this don't exist. But instead they think that this is the type of women that should be put into video games. What do you think of this one?
No, thank you.
Huh?
No, thank you.
But it's a real woman.
I'm sorry, that don't look like no woman to me.
Oh shit!
I mean, first of all, those spots. Yeah, those.
I mean,
spots,
they could have freckles.
they ain't no freckles. That's spots. they need to filter that picture out bad.
So what you're saying is you wouldn't be interested.
No, thank you. Not even as my wallpaper.
Oh shit! All right. Let's continue with the video.
Make women ugly in Western games. It's very, very weird.
Let's see what they're gonna say.
I would say it's intentional. This is a response to an account that says this. Western devs have no excuse. Bring back female beauty and sex appeal in media. You're implying that Western devs are intentionally making unattractive women, but when you get called out, it's just preference. Your preference isn't law.
Look, I get this whole notion where they're saying, you know, it's preference, but why is it only one side being catered for and not the other side? And, you know, I just had my wife here to look at the stuff and you all heard her reaction. Well, at least I hope you did. I'm going to be checking it after the video because hopefully it came out. But yeah, she wasn't too pleased. She much preferred the look of Stella from the actual, well, Eve from the actual Stellar Blade, because that one actually depicted the character the best. And when she looked at these characters over here, these three, she said these didn't look nothing like, you know, she actually thought that was a boy. I mean, that says it all, right?
and then Floating Museum pretty much threw this person into the garbage can with examples and receipts. So I think that there's something to talk about there.
And you guys
There's
said
more.
I was savage.
Listen to this Western developer that bitched about this game. Here's a guy from Digital Foundry calling Project Eve problematic because the girl character has hyper proportions and it's unrealistic.
Let's see what.
Even though we know that she's real, she exists, but I almost feel like they did this as a dunk on dumb Western critics. Listen to this. This guy literally says that the woman that you just looked at doesn't exist. She's not real. And that Forspoken's female protagonist blows her away.
The one thing, I know you were talking about the character from a bygone era. I do think the character model was actually like very distracting in not a good way, because like with the camera angles chosen, it just felt like this game seems like a game that came out in like 002 in terms of its, like character design. It's like a bit old and not flattering, I don't think, for a modern audience. In comparison to something like Forspoken, which has, yes, it has a much more realistic looking character designs. It's not these hyper proportioned something or another's, but it also seemed, I don't know, a bit more grounded in a way that I found much more appealing than
Stellar Blade. That's what he was gonna bring in.
Oh, now your jaw closes when you see her, right?
No, I'm in a nightmare when I look at that one.
But no, I think what the Digital Foundry dude was saying is totally incorrect. I mean, to say that what we saw there was not real, it's been proven by Shift Up that she's real, and all they're doing, in my opinion, is just shaming women who actually do have that body, who do have those proportions, who do look after themselves, and who, don't decide that they want to be, I guess, a rectangle.
By the way, here is the female character from the upcoming Fable Xbox game.
Are you sure you don't like this?
But yeah, I just find it funny that they all look stupid because this woman absolutely exists. I mean, there she is right there getting her body scanned.
I mean, the only thing I'll say is that her thighs are definitely slimmer than than Eve's, but the rest of the proportions are pretty much on point.
Then, these people are idiots. I cannot stand Western developers. I can't stand Western media. I can't stand tourists on Twitter that get mad about when you call them out for this. Nobody can. Nobody likes them. Gamers just want to have fun games. They also want visually appealing models in the game.
And that's it, right? You're playing a video game. You're not playing, something that's real life. It's a fantasy world. And so you want to get lost in that fantasy, see, buff guys, hot women. It's just a thing. No one wants to see a size 50 woman or a size 50 guy running around with their man boobs shaking left and right. I don't want to see that. And I'm a fat guy. So before anyone comes and attacks me, I don't want to see, the American Ninja. You remember that guy from the American Ninja movie? No one wants to see that running around. No one wants to see Kung Fu Panda.
But Western developers want to have everything ugly.
And I don't really get this trend where every it's almost like they're shaming pretty women. If you're a beautiful woman, you're going to be shamed because you're not allowed to be pretty. And I don't. This is something that's been going on in the Western market for a few years now, and I just don't get it. Like, I agree with what he's saying.
And that's not what fans have been asking for. So they have all these people that are upset. They say that women like this don't exist, that it's impossible for them to exist. Every woman in the world must be fat or something. And that's...
But this is the other thing, right? If they're so into this diversity, inclusivity, why don't they have a really, really big woman be the action star? They won't do that because it won't sell. So they're only willing to just go as far as the border allows them to because they know if they cross that line, it won't sell. And this is where the hypocrisy comes in. You either go all the way, be it male or female, you go all the way, or just stop. Because clearly This is a really, really big divide. And the fact that developers are deciding to actually go down this route is just weird to me. I mean, I've heard people calling Tifa Lockhart ugly, Renoa ugly, and who in their right mind is going to turn around and tell me that Tifa Lockhart is ugly? Aerith is ugly, apparently. No guy would, if she existed in that perfect state in real life, 1-to-1, no guy would ever want her. Really? Really? In the world we live in, guys wouldn't even be able to get close. Women would be all over them.
It's just the world they're going to give us here in the West. And this is one of the many, many reasons why Japanese stuff has been taking off over in the West, because they don't bend the knee to all of these weirdos that make all of these demands. And
this is another reason why, gacha games like Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, Tower of Fantasy are selling so well, because it appeals to their audience. They know what sells. They design those characters in a way where it's going to get the male, female population interested in those characters so they can spend money to pull on them. The gacha world has blown up since Genshin Impact because of that sex appeal. I mean, there's no real two ways about it.
For the most part, they just ignore them and don't give a shit about what they say. And this is what's always kind of pissed them off about Japan, because Japan has just always largely ignored pigs. They don't really listen to them. In fact, if most of these people went over to Japan, they would probably shame them for how they look. And they probably wouldn't like that either. They would come back, oh, we're over to Japan. They probably actually wouldn't shame them for how they look. They would be polite, but I'm just saying. It's just funny to me. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. I'd like to hear from you.
And that's pretty much the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I mean, do you agree with him? Do you feel what he's saying is true? But at the end of the day, we've seen Digital Foundry. I've seen loads of people on, Twitter, or X as it's now called, that are actually shaming Eve, the character in Stellar Blade, for being too attractive, when the actual character exists as a real person, and they actually 3D modeled her around, based on the actual model from Korea. So I don't get it. Why are they still angry that they picked a beautiful woman to play the role of this to try and sell their game? I don't know. You let me know in the comment section below what you think. Like I said, folks, this was provided to me to react to, and, found an opportunity to get my beautiful wife to interject a little bit, so she did. But, if there's anything else you want me to react to, feel free to DM me, and every once in a while I'll do these videos as well. Right? That's it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.